This is the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here.
You were looking at $1 million guitar. We're going to look at some of these great classics, and we'll do that next.
You're watching CES 2014 coverage of the Tech Podcast Network. TPN.TV partners include Dropcam.com and their newest cloud-based web cameras. Visit TPN.TV/Dropcam.
Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here from the Tech Podcast Network and Geekazine.com over at Geekazine.com and TPN.TV. We're once again with Dr. Evil John. and of course we're talking about guitars. We just saw the 2014 line, which you can see on the other video there. But this line's got some significance for the 120th anniversary of Gibson. So we got a few guitars, so we'll just point out a few. Let's start with what the first guitar we got out there.
Yeah, so we have here basically a time travel capsule of Les Pauls from 1957. They were introduced in 1952, but we have 1952, 1957 Gold Top, 1958 Plain Top Burst. We have 1959, a couple of those, 1960. Yeah. Classic guitars played by everybody from Billy Gibbons, Jimmy Page, Joe Walsh, who's who, have played these guitars and made iconic music. And we have the Futura, that sharp-pointed guitar over there that has been introduced, by the way, in 1958. I mean, we were looking way ahead into the future in 1958.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. Then over here to a tribute to the man himself, Les Paul, innovator, extraordinary guitar player, Gibson endorser, inventor of the multi-track recording and special effects. And what better way to commemorate Les Paul than to have something that commemorates his contributions to the world of pop and have that engraving in there, and of course a special signature from Les Paul before he passed.
What I really like is if you look at the neck, it's got that pearl inlay with other stuff, and it's going down a path, and I can't read what it's saying as it's going down. Hopefully, Chris will be able to focus in on that.
That's basically all of the accolades, from guitar pioneer to Gibson endorser to being an inventor. Everything about Les Paul is embodied in that guitar. Now, how about this $1 million guitar?
Oh, yeah, we're going to take a look at this $1 million guitar, but we're going to do that, and then we're going to take a look at an Elvis guitar.
Yes.
And we're going to do that next. If it wasn't for our sponsors, we wouldn't be doing the CES 2014 action. Dropcam is one of those sponsors. They have great prices available for cameras that you can put anywhere in your house. If I had a Dropcam, I could actually set it up in the living room and see what's going on. With the frigid temperatures that we had last week, I could have checked in on the house, made sure that the power was still going, or made sure that there wasn't any other problems, listened in if I could hear something, and go from there. So check it out. Go over and check out all the Dropcam models. Go over to TPN.TV/Dropcam. TPN.TV/Dropcam. Of course, it'll help our CES 2014 coverage. Thank you very much, Dropcam. All right, we're back here. Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine with Dr. Evil John.
Aljon, what up, Jeff?
I'm more Dr. Evil with the bald head.
Actually,
and
you
the
want
last
to trade
name.
outfits.
I had Christopher Lloyd with the Google Glass, so you can't go wrong there. So
That's right.
Going back in time. Anyway,
right.
So we saw some of the old guitars. We've got the $1 million guitar that we're going to show you right now.
Yes, check this out. So this guitar is valued up to $1 million. It is the 20th century model, and this particular guitar has been handcrafted, just like all the other Gibson instruments. But you can see here, every significant piece of Americana history has been incorporated in this guitar. Everything from Norman Rockwell to JFK to the Wright brothers to Chuck Berry, Superman, Marilyn Monroe, Charles Schultz and Peanuts, and of course Les Paul and Mary Ford, lovingly just drawn in there and by just awesome artists. And of course embedded in the fretboard is the 20th century with 24 karat gold and mother of pearl abalone inlay. So it's just an amazing guitar, and it definitely took many months in order to create this piece. One-of-a-kind piece.
Now, I noticed that the Gibson logo looks different. Is that the old logo? Or?
It's the old logo for the custom shop. The custom shop has been around for over 20 years now, and that is something that kind of harkens back to the old Gibson logo, but yet has a little bit more of a 20th century spin, of course, being the 20th century guitar.
Definitely.
And of course, those graphics actually go all the way around to the rim and to the back as well.
Yeah.
So it's just adorned with everything from the 20th century. And in the very back, they actually have decade by decade
Really?
inlaid into the back. So
I wish I could see the back right now.
absolutely. Now, the other thing that we have here, we also have some vintage guitars.
Okay.
You know, from 1959, we've got ES 175s and ES 330s. But how about this? Scotty Moore, the legendary sideman, the guitarist for Elvis Presley. We actually have his guitar right here. It's signed by Scotty Moore himself. And we have the original amp, the Magnatone amp, his gig rig, and his box. Once again, recorded on so many classic Elvis Presley records. Yeah, you can.
It says right here, personal property of Scotty Moore.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. You know, we have those wheeled cases and everything like that with the extended handles. They just grabbed handles like this and picked it up and
That's
gone.
right.
And,
Absolutely.
and this is, you know, solid wood. It's not some plastic case or anything.
No,
like
I mean,
that.
you know,
That's crazy.
amplifiers really were just a, you know, extension of suitcases, you know,
Yeah.
back in the day. So anyway, this is very much similar to that. Of course, Scotty Moore's guitar there that he signed and faithfully recreated to the nth degree. And once again, Scotty is a legend. A legendary musician, so we wanted to pay tribute to him, and what a great way to do that at CES than to bring out his gig rig.
You know, I've seen many guitars, and the one I see kind of missing here was, and I got to pick it up at South by Southwest, was the Lucy guitar,
Oh.
and the recreation of Lucy
You mean
guitar.
Lucille?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
Lucille, B.B. King?
No, the Lucy guitar.
Oh,
the,
Lucy.
the Eric Clapton guitar, the one that went from hand to
okay.
hand to hand.
Right.
They recreated it through
right.
a 3D modeling system.
That's right.
And then they made 50 of them, and
Right.
I got to pick that up and play.
How was that? Yeah.
So it was great.
I
Lots
bet.
of history there.
Yeah.
But this history, especially that $1 million guitar, it just embodies life in the 20th century as we grew up.
And of course, humanity.
Exactly.
Artistic and people that have contributed to pop culture. So very cool indeed. Very cool stuff. So
All right. Well, this is just a look into the history of Gibson. We've got one more video. Of course, you can also check out the 2014 line of Gibson on the other video, and then we're going to show you some very, very, very rare guitars, and we're going to do that in another video. So stay tuned. Go over to geekazine.com. Go over to TPN.TV. Thank you, Dr. Aljon.
thank you, and don't forget $1 million.
$1 million guitar.